Good morning. Welcome to Nigeria Now on TOS Television Network. And as always, on the show, we get to review front pages of Nigerian dailies today. I'm not alone. I have with me Felix Adetorubo, who is going to be doing the analysis, basically, the analysis of the front pages of the newspapers. Good morning, Felix.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. So we have quite a number of interesting headlines spread across different dailies today. And I was starting, from the Guardian newspaper. And the banner headline there, the very glaring headline with quite a number of photos there, says, "Full scarcity, panic buying in Lagos as NATO threatens strikes." Underneath that, artificial scarcity caused by recall of dirty petrol, source claims. NATO to withdraw haulage services over diesel price and operation costs. That is also replicated on the Nigerian Tribune. 4 queues resurfaces in Lagos, Ogun, Oyo. Other actually papers, I think the Punch newspaper also carried that as well. What's your take on, having to have recurring fill queues, especially, I know that this morning while I was coming to work, I saw lots of fill queues, at different fuel stations, and they're saying it's because of the recall of dirty fuels. But we keep having a recurrence of fuel scarcity, full queues returning back to back. What's your take on that?
My take on this matter is I think all this back and forth between the federal government, NNPC, and the marketers need to be put to rest. Is not really speaking well of the country, a country that produces, that should be producing. We have it, but we don't refine, and we are the ones suffering about all this. The sixth largest in the world still suffering fuel. It doesn't really make sense. I think they need to do more. The issue of subsidy has really done a lot to us. We don't know the position of the government today. They will say they've removed tomorrow, they've not. We don't really know their plan about the whole thing. They told us last year that by June, we're going to be having the subsidy will be removed fully, and Nigerians were preparing for it, and the government, trying to come up with some things to assuage the difficulty that might come up at that time. But at the end of the day, they said they are not going to do that. So we are not just sure about what the government is even about, concerning all these things. But I feel that the marketers also should feel the pulse of the people and try as much as possible to be humanitarian enough and just allow things to be. You won't believe how much commuters are paying just for transportation right now. It doesn't make sense, and the money is not there. Poverty is everywhere, and we're still putting this on ourselves. So I think the government has to quickly look into this, and don't forget the issue of the gas is still there. So that's it.
All right, moving away from that, let's go to the Daily Sun. And I'm away from the banner headline. Just beside the Daily Sun, it says, IPOP, no going back on cow meat ban in Southeast from April 1st. Court fixes February 28 to hear Kanu's fundamental rights suit. Catholic bishops bemoan impact of sit-at-home in region. It feels like this is dragging for the longest time. But my interest here is, do you think it's in the interest of people living in the Southeast to say, look, we're going to ban cow meat in the Southeast because they feel, that is a northern thing, like having to, maybe the northerners are in charge of cows, the grazing, and having to ban that is sending a statement that, look, we don't need you. What is the impact it's going to have on people living in the South?
Well, the issue we've been facing is that we are more divided than ever. For us to be trying to go on a kind of separatist by putting a particular thing to be from a particular side, it shows the level at which we've been so divided. Everybody eats meat, we all eat beef. So if a part of the country is saying that no, cows should not be, and it's because of what's happening, we can't really blame them. Almost every part of the while I was coming this morning, you need to see how a header was in the middle of the road, express road, for crying out loud.
That's a common sight in Abuja.
It's common in Abuja, and everybody was just like, what's this? And with the destruction they've caused in our farms in different places. Look at Ondo State governor, I think 2 weeks ago, he came up with this same assertion because of the damages that these guys are doing to farms and the rest. So I think necessity must have brought this, and that's why they are saying it. So if the government, the federal government, call those people to order, those in charge of them, the associations, if they call them to order, I think a statement like this wouldn't be coming up. So there is a lot for the government to do by calling those, the Mietialas and the rest who are in charge of these guys to, give them sound warning, and that's the reason why the issue of Bubeagu came up. The what's it called, the one in the southwest, Amotekun came up,
yes.
just to be able to safeguard the lives of the people. It's because of the insecurity. I feel that's the reason why IPOB had to come with this, and we shouldn't forget IPOB should not always think that whatever they say everybody should follow, because IPOB has been proscribed. No matter how we try to speak for or against, the fact is that officially they've been proscribed, and they shouldn't be thinking that people must do whatever they say.
Okay. All right, away from that to the Punch newspaper, and this time it's the banner headline. It says, portal breakdown. NIMC telcos meet again. Chinese Nigerians battle fault. Subscribers remain stranded. NIN verification problems affecting other agencies. Downtime enters 7th day. Chinese Indian manufacturers join Galaxy backbone in marathon repair sessions. JAM rules out postponement of 2022 UTME registration deadline amidst hitches. Now, this is, I think this portal breakdown happened sometime last week. But do you think, with all of this, do you think Nigeria is actually ready, for digitalization?
Well, this is a country where we have Ministry of Communications. As a matter of fact, when the issue of insecurity was at its ebb, when it was so rife, they said we should register. They registered all our, what's it called?
SIM cards.
The SIM cards and the rest. Well, at the same time, we are still seeing those things we've been seeing, and we feel that after registering all these things, we shouldn't, at least there should be a kind of drastic improvement to the issue of insecurity. But I tell you, we still see a lot, even more than before. So now we start asking the question that this digitization, are we really doing it the way it's been done elsewhere? Because if we are still struggling with this one has gone down, the other day I think CBN to their site too was down. People trying to register for a particular stuff, crying out that, see, nothing is working for like how many weeks. So if we keep having all these things, then we need to ask ourselves that question, that are we really ready? And when all these things are happening, this is in a serious country, in a sane country, then the person in charge will be fired. But you won't see that happening in Nigeria. And that's what we are facing. If the Minister of Communication or whoever that is in charge of all this is being sacked, when any little thing happens, because we know how much the budget for all these MDAs and ministries, but at the end of the day, we are not getting the best out of them. So why would anyone who should be in charge, why would that person still be there if the person is not fired immediately? So it's like we are not just serious with the way we run this government in this country.
But do you think this is a source of worry, a cause for concern, considering the security situation that we have in the country? And then you did mention that one of their stance was it's going to help curb insecurity and all of that. But we keep having this portal breakdown, all of that. Do you think it's a source of worry, a cause for concern?
It's a source of worry because okay, imagine someone that is being kidnapped. The kidnappers are, they'll get in touch with the family and they'll pay ransom. Please tell me, how will, in a country that has a Ministry of Communication, where we have satellites everywhere, and we could not, trace all these lines, making all these calls, to get in touch to the victims. We need to be serious, By having all these things, we feel that with digitization, things should be much easier. We've seen how Americans have been able to undo some issues, some security issues. They've even told us several things here that we don't even notice. They will call us that, see, you guys should be careful, so might happen, But what are we doing to also get to that level? Are we just doing digitization with mouths, We need to improve,
All right. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this morning.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Felix. And thank you guys for joining me on Nigeria Now this morning. Don't forget that Nigeria Now comes to you Mondays through to Friday. And that means you join me same time, same place tomorrow. My name is Adesua. But before tomorrow, please follow TOS TV Network across all social media platforms. That's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can check out our website at www.tuostvnetwork.com. Thank you again for joining, and I'll see you again tomorrow.